Hey, welcome ladies and gentlemen to another Pressing Buttons. Been since mid-February since we last did the episode?
Yeah, I think it was around February.
Yeah, and we are...
It's been a minute, man. Like the whole world literally just changed in the last 2-3 weeks.
I'll say since February and stuff, we were hearing rumblings of shit going down with this virus, but it was kind of like, all right, let's see what happens and stuff. And since then, there was a lot of events that got canceled from all corners of the gaming community. One of the biggest ones was it PAX East and E3?
PAX East getting canceled was one thing. Hearing about E3 getting canceled, that sent the shockwave across the interwebs. Like a lot of people felt like, oh man, if E3 is canceled, then this is like serious.
Man,
but
you say serious. That shit was dead in the fucking water anyway. So
I know. Look, CJ, I know you're echoing what we've all been saying, but because it was official, that it came out as being canceled for the year, everybody right now is speculating: is this gonna dictate what gaming conventions are going to do in the future? Like if E3 were to cancel from this event, like because of what's going on, E3 cancels, what's going to happen next year? Are they even going to have an event, or are they going to go digital only and not open up to nobody anymore? Like, are they going to do what everybody else is doing? Because let's be real, Sony backed out, Nintendo backed out. Microsoft already does their own press conference the day before.
But the thing of it is, like, Sony had backed out last year. They only just had games, but their presentation, they went Nintendo Direct, so that was already the writing on the wall. Like, Nintendo started it, Sony started it up last year, and that was the writing on the wall right there. Like, oh, if Sony's doing the Sony Direct, there's 0 point of us having a E3 then. Other than you come in there for demos, and that's about it.
It reminded me a lot of Tokyo Game Show. While I was living in Japan, I've watched I don't even want to call it progression. I watched the regression of Tokyo Game Show and what it's become as of late. Around 20, I think, what was it? The very last time you saw Microsoft give any type of big push to Japan in their failed attempts for like the last 3 console generations was the Xbox One. Xbox One was pretty much the last straw. And if that console did not sell or go over well in any way, shape, or form in that country, Microsoft is just going to say, you know what, we do not care anymore. We're just going to focus on here and the rest of the world, like Japan. You do whatever you want. You already got Nintendo and PlayStation. We tried.
I mean,
they shared like the same. They shared the same venue. And in fact, they shared the same main stage space as Sony. Sony had their huge space, and Microsoft was right next to them. And even with them sharing the same space, Microsoft just could not get that console off the ground over there.
I mean,
which is why they really don't care about it that much, like overseas.
But I mean, the thing of it is, like, Tokyo Game Show always felt to me like it was basically you get whatever exclusive trailer from that was coming out of Japan before it came to America and stuff. I mean, it felt like it was more like glorified, let's celebrate more of the Japanese games and maybe we'll sprinkle in some American games and stuff, which, I mean, that seemed like that was Tokyo Game Show's thing in the first place. So
not necessarily. See, that might have been the case like probably 10 years before I got there, but when I got there, I always felt like we were just getting what was already released at E3, but just the Japanese, just put in Japanese language. And while the other stuff that was there, like all the arcade parts companies, those makers, some of them would be there, and the other people that showed up were mostly independent. You know, it was a whole bunch of independent. It was a whole bunch of indie companies that were from Korea and China. They would come over to Japan, and they pretty much took up the rest of the floor space. You know, any of the stuff that you heard about at E3, they pretty much just handpicked all of the big news stuff that came out from E3, and they would share it there. What's up?
And exclusive like Japanese RPG stuff that you didn't get at E3. That's the other aspect.
That too. Yeah. That was the other thing. And all the RPGs that America will never, ever see the light of day.
It's like, oh man, you like that teaser of Final Fantasy 7 Remake at E3? Well, we got some more extra stuff at Tokyo Game Show, which they did. It was like more extra like fights and like, oh shit, this is going to happen. It's like, okay, cool, you know, so that didn't happen. But I mean, everybody was saying, let's be real, Microsoft can go on ahead and just go ahead and do a Microsoft Direct. And the only difference is now, do these companies put out, do they do like a limited demo for everybody to just download? You know?
I feel like they could do that. They could do, they could put out alpha builds or beta builds or whatever they want to put out. The only thing that I could see them running into and where I could see this backfiring is people data mining, those alpha builds that come out. They'll find something. It'll be, you know, and because everything is on the internet, news travels super fast. So they can find something that somebody forgot, someone obviously overlooked, and they're like, oh crap, this is in the alpha build. It was not meant to be in there. Great. This is going to be in the final. It's going to be in the final product, and everybody already knows about it because people found it.
I mean, you just going to have to do what Square Enix did with Final Fantasy 15 demo. After the trailer dropped at E3, just put out one of those little small demos where even if they do data mine it, it's just simple shit that we already fucking knew.
Yeah, there's ways of doing. I mean,
look at this summon that you get midway through the game, but somebody data mined it, and you can actually fight. Like, I think it was basically you could go to where because you play Final Fantasy 15, right?
I only watched playthroughs. I never actually played it.
Remember the giant summon that was like a dude that was holding up like a globe?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In the demo, if somebody data mined a demo and they got out of bounds and they actually went to that spot where that summon was and stuff, and it was little shit. It was basic shit that we knew anyway because they had dropped the trailer and showed it. But it was like, all right, you can go over there and check it out. I mean, that's the only way. In terms of demos, that's the only thing they can really do is just do something simple like that, just to satiate people and stuff. I mean, that's a solution, honestly. If you ain't gonna have no E3, you can still do it digitally. People gonna watch it online.
But then I still think about, you know, the prospect of them putting out demos or alpha builds, beta builds. You know, just any of these little teasers and tastes for us to get into the game. People are already sitting at the ready to dive into this game's line of code, search through all that data, and scrub out as much stuff as they can find. Or
just give it to press people.
And even if they give it
to mediate, to mitigate it,
even if they tried that, and even that could be a backlash. There could be there will be people that will complain about it. Some people will try to boycott it and be like, how come these guys get preferential treatment just because they're press? Why can't you give it to everybody else?
What's the fucking point, though? The fuck?
Like, I know, but I'm just looking at it from both sides. Believe me, as much as I'm like, hey, why don't you give the press people something? And of course, it always takes that one dude or guy. I mean, I'm sorry, that one dude or girl to mess it up and put it out there for everyone to get a hold of on the internet for free.
And to me, it would be basically if they did do that, I could see them only giving it to the big time people like IGN and all them, which would, again, it would mitigate it to a degree to where it's not out in the wild. As long as you're not giving it to, like, say, some indie press person that you've never fucking heard of, you know, and stuff.
But let said tester get fired from that company, and they just happen to have their hands on that alpha build. Yeet, there it goes.
So I mean, that's going to be interesting and stuff. So you had that. I think you said GDC had got canceled. Actually, GDC got canceled a couple of weeks after our last pressing buttons episode.
Yeah, GDC got canceled. Yeah, GDC got canceled, and they were supposed to be holding. Sony was supposed to be holding their event at GDC, which we ended up getting.
Well, they were the first to cancel it, actually.
They were the first to cancel, and what we got, like I think, what was it, a couple of days to a few weeks later,
Mm-hmm.
we got Sony's press event, which, let's be real, CJ, you and I sat through this. This was probably 40 minutes of a full-on TED Talk by Dana Carvey. I know it wasn't the real Dana Carvey, but dude looked like Dana Carvey. And he was saying so many words where I was following him for like the first 20 minutes, and then after after the conversation of backwards compatibility, I'm like, so there's nothing. You're not even going to go back to this conversation of backwards compatibility. Okay. He starts going into don't worry about teraflops. As soon as I heard don't worry about teraflops, I'm like, Microsoft has the most powerful console. Moving on.
I mean, the thing of it is it's to me.
But I know they're going to try to make up for it in some way, shape, or form. But dude was throwing out so many words, not just so many words, but so many high-tech buzzwords. I get it. This guy loves what he does. He loves his job. He's really into tech. He's really into what he does with Sony. Good Lord, that was a full-on tech.
I mean, that's all it was, and that's why that and the Microsoft one were nothing but TED Talks. That's why I never understood why everybody was losing their fucking minds over it. I'm like, why you guys hype over some bullshit? Just
I don't know why people really did get this hype over something that's not coming
this
out.
Is more powerful than the mic. Who the fuck cares? Because at this point, we finally reached a point, and me and you talked about this offline, where at this point, it's going to be the games. PS4 and Xbox One started it, where it was like everybody kept boasting about both products and can you do in 1080i and 60 frames per second. I get all that and stuff, but it really came down to this. The games. It came out of games. People talked all that shit about Sony and all that stuff, but reality is most people bought more Sony consoles than Xbox Ones at the end of the day because they had a chunk of the games. Spider-Man being one of them. One of the reasons why everybody bought out and bought a PlayStation, and then they figured out, oh shit, Uncharted had 2 games that came out, and they were great. Oh shit, Street Fighter's on there. Oh man, I'll just play Tekken because majority of people that play Tekken play it on Sony than they do Xbox and stuff to a degree. I mean, so
God of
War, huge.
Horizon Zero Dawn,
all that. So so to me, it's like with this next gen, it's like at this point, okay, I'll probably get a PlayStation 5 at some point, but I still rock my PlayStation 4. Nintendo Switch look like it's going to be cranking out for another couple of more years, maybe 3. We'll see. And right now with this quarantine, that just kind of upped my schedule of actually building this damn gaming PC.
I can tell you this.
And I ain't even trying to be PC fucking warlord and shit about it, but that's just where I'm sitting at right now. It's like, do I really need another console? Not really.
I'm saying for me though, CJ, I'm really riding the fence. Well, I can't even say riding the fence. I'm just hanging back on the PC fence. Like, I've never seen two sides of a console. Like, I've never seen a console war get to this point where everybody is clamoring about this console. This is the most powerful console. This is the most powerful console. When in reality, both of these consoles are really no more than base level low-end PCs. That's what they are.
I mean, it's looking to be the same thing like it was with always Sony, where you're going to have developers able to pretty much, it's going to be certain developers that are going to be able to really take advantage of Sony's console, and he probably will, in the grand scheme of things, probably be still more powerful than Microsoft's. We've seen that before already with like Kojima's games. Like, say what you will about Death Stranding, that game looks fucking nice.
Yeah, it does look nice. In fact, this is something else I wanted to add. The fact that we were able to have games like Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it was Final Fantasy VII Remake, God of War, and a couple of other games that really pushes the console to its limit. The fact that those games came out looking as good as they look is really nothing short of a miracle. Because think about it. PS4 and Xbox One both came out, 2013?
Mm-hmm.
It's 2020. How do these games still look as good as they do?
I mean, hell, Uncharted Lost Legacy looks good as hell.
That's what I'm saying. The Uncharted game. That's another one. Thank you. Uncharted 4, Uncharted Lost Legacy. Like all these games that came from in-house with Sony, and even and some from Square as well. Like, how are they able to take this old tech and put games on it that look as good as they do?
I mean, it's a miracle, man.
Which it goes right back to your, to the question you just asked. Do I really need a new console? Do we really need the PS5 or the Xbox Series X right now?
Well, that's why I kept asking people online. I'm like, you guys are really pushing for it, and it's like I'm at a point now where it's like, hey, I get a PC built. Okay, well now I can just buy the next Gears game on PC. Boom. And go back and actually play Gears of War 4 on PC and have fun.
Oh yeah.
4 and 5 actually, 4 and 5. And just that's why I was like, the TED Talks for that shit didn't really do it for me. I was just like, whatever, don't give a shit. Cool. It is what it is and stuff.
I mean, I already knew they weren't going to show off any games.
Yeah, I mean, GDC really isn't it's rare that they ever they'll show a trailer, but I've never really known them to really have like a lot of gameplay like that and stuff. I mean, I think Final Fantasy 15 was the last time they had anything like gameplay related at GDC.
And plus, it's still too early.
Yeah, so you got those conferences. Then on the fighting game community front, actually tournaments period, because I think other than StarCraft, which is still alive and kicking in Korea right now, since that's like online, I believe, a lot of stuff in terms of the esports has been put to a halt unless you're doing online leagues. Mm-hmm. I think the last one that happened, FG online related actually, it had just happened. Was it you had the Game of Origin tournament that just happened. That was for the Grand Blue Fantasy Versus game. The Ronin Rumble charity, that was an online tournament. There was a Quarantine Series, which is a Super Smash Brothers event. It's an online event and stuff. So that happened. The last major one though, CEO Dreamland. That happened March 13th.
Oh, CEO Dreamland.
That was at the outset.
Last tournament.
That was at the outset before we went like full blown quarantine. That was like a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Since then, final round canceled. I think right now CEO, the main one, which is usually a couple weeks before Evo, that's still apparently that still might be happening. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Now hold on. See, that's still up in the air. Combo Breaker just canceled today.
Combo Breaker just canceled. So basically, Evo and CEO are the two that's up in the air right now, depending on where this happens.
Here's what we got. From what I heard, I think from what I saw somewhere, Jabali was talking about the possibility of postponing CEO to December.
Ooh. So that's going to be AwesomeCon in December and CEO in
December,
which that's usually a dead time for tournaments unless you're in Japan, from what I remember anyway.
Well, you got Capcom Cup.
Yeah, but isn't Capcom Cup like November or some shit like that?
Either way, it's around winter time. So
yeah. But it's still technically dead. It's still technically dead to a point, I'm
trying to think. Hold on, you got Capcom Cup. When is the King of Iron Fist tournament?
Shit.
Well, then again, that's always overseas.
Either which way, it's still a major,
It is a major, and then you got Evo Japan, which they did that.
That was the King of Iron Fist tournament. It looks like that would be 2021. That'd be 2021. And the next one happens because the one that happened this year was back in January, like the week after MagFest.
Right, and the King of Iron Fist tournament, if I'm not mistaken, the last one they held was in Thailand.
Yeah.
So, who knows where they're going to hold it next time around.
Oh, yeah, and Topanga League happened too as well, so.
Yeah, but so far, as FGC tournaments are concerned, the only one
final round was
still
the big
up
one,
in the air. Yeah, final round was the big one, but everybody was looking forward to the Combo Breaker. I'm like, bro, do you really think with all the travel bans, with all the lockdowns, you really think Combo Breaker was still going to try to like take place? And if it did, it would have been only it would have been locals only. Nobody would have been able to go.
Mm-hmm.
It'd have
NorCal
been
Rangers
locals.
got canceled too.
Yeah, NCR. Yeah, NCR got canceled.
League of
Dude,
Legends,
like,
basically, League of Legends apparently is going to keep going, except it's just going to be online play.
and if it's all, and which is really what a lot of tournaments are trying to look into. Some of them, I think, are just looking into if the game can be played online. If we could just do a tournament through online play, this is what we're going to have to go. This is the route we're going to have to go from now.
ESL too.
Otherwise, yeah, ESL. Otherwise, everybody's just going to be pushing back till December.
Mm-hmm. What was it? The other one was so Apex Legends. It looks like they are gonna try to. All their live events basically got suspended until this shit basically improves and stuff. Overwatch League apparently is going to go online. NBA 2K League, they're going to launch a 3-on-3 tournament online. So it seems like online business is,
It's booming, but I'm going to go ahead. What is it, 2K? Like 2K's moving their tournament to online, right?
Mm-hmm.
All you sports fans out there, it's not too late. You can watch some 2K.
Yeah, Counter Strike is the other one that's moving online too. So a lot of online play. It looks like it's going to be kind of interesting to see what's going to end up happening and stuff, so to speak. Like I said,
I was really interested in seeing what how they're going to do the Gears tournament, because Gears 5 has had some pretty interesting tournaments.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, everybody's just kind of waiting on pins and needles to see what's going to happen. Are they going to hold the online tournaments? Because from what I know, I believe Alex Valle and them actually do hold like online tournaments and stuff anyway. So maybe they do Tuesday, the little Tuesday, was it Tuesday night, whatever, and stuff, or Thursday,
Wednesday
night fights online.
Wednesday night fights. The one I missed was the one that takes place in New York. The one that NYC Furby did. What is it called? Too old. Yeah, too old. No, too old, too furious.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say next level.
When they do, yeah, not next. I mean, well, it is next level, but they always dub their Twitch the Twitch stream. They call it Too Old, Too Furious, where it's nothing but like the classic fighters from like 15 plus years ago.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is definitely going to be put to a halt. So you want to hear some? Okay, so everybody's been playing Street Fighter 5 Champion Edition and stuff. Everybody's loving it. MK11 just dropped Spawn about a week and a half ago. Everybody's loving it. Soul Calibur apparently. Some people data mined it because that's what you do when you got a game. You data mine it and stuff. Apparently, we're getting 2 more characters for the Season 2 pass for Soul Calibur 6.
Well, of course we are, because that was in the Season 2 pass. One, they already revealed one, which, by the way, he just dropped. So all you Samurai Showdown fans, you might want to hop on Soul Calibur and check out Hamaru.
The other one is Wang. And the other one is Setsuka.
You know what? I miss Setsuka. I'm glad they're going to bring her back.
Yeah, I haven't seen her since, was it Soul Calibur 5? Was it 5?
Yeah, either 4.
4. Okay, 4, yeah.
I think it was 4. She might have been in 5, but I didn't even play 5, to tell you the truth.
I'm trying to think. So Soul Calibur 2 was the one with Link. Soul Calibur 3 was the one with Star Wars, right?
No, Star Wars was Soul Calibur 4.
I played 3, but I didn't touch the Star Wars one. I just watched, because that was the one with the Force Unleashed character. And then if you had the PS3, it was Yoda, and Xbox, it was Darth Vader or some shit.
Actually, no. PlayStation was Darth Vader. Xbox was Yoda, and
Force
both
Unleashed
got
was both.
Force Unleashed was both, and then eventually a patch came out where everybody got everybody.
Yeah, I didn't play 5. I'm trying to think, what was the gimmick with 5?
I could not tell you.
Yeah,
I didn't play it either.
Yeah, I didn't, and now 6 I got and stuff. I've just been playing every once in a while and stuff. So, yeah, kudos on that one and stuff. So, we're on the cusp on 2 big major games coming out now. Resident Evil 3
Probably
remake. Oh, go ahead.
and I was gonna say probably the weirdest time right now. Like this has been like the weirdest spring ever. We finally wait for winter, the cold weather, the miserable weather, the go away. The nice weather starts coming in. It's almost sundress season, and everybody's on lockdown. Can't go outside. The temptation is way too strong. You want to go outside, but you can't. Um, we got these high level awesome games that are coming out. Dude, Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal dropped the day that everybody was on lockdown.
I mean, yeah.
Now, I'm going to point out something. This is on some scummy stuff right here. Why did GameStop break street date and release both Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal? Because let's be real, everybody, if you were a company, a corporation of any kind, don't try to deny it. You were trying to cash in on this pandemic. Everybody was doing it.
Yeah, so GameStop, being the scummy assholes that they are, decided when they released the street date, that was at the early part of the coronavirus. And on top of the fact that these dickheads didn't even provide, if you're going to have people working, you need to provide them, hand sanitizer and things so that they can at least be able to do their job properly in a safe way and during this quarantine. They didn't, and they basically told the employees, yeah, you're on your own on that kind of shit.
It really sucked.
And it got to the point that
not only did they tell them they're on their own, mm-hmm. Can I also, hold on, I got to point out something else too. That meeting had a leaked phone conversation that came out. Yo, if you want to talk about probably one of the biggest gotcha moments in gaming history, this was it. Because not 1 minute after that meeting conference call leaked, California was basically forced GameStop to close all their stores, and then the cherry on top of this shit Sunday was GameStop was closing over 300 stores across the nation.
Yeah, see, GameStop, see, people need to understand this about GameStop. They had the same problem that Starbucks had. Stop putting fucking stores around every goddamn corner. How many Starbucks do you need in DC? How many Starbucks do you need in DC before they finally realize, yeah, we kind of oversaturated the market. We gotta shut down some Starbucks. No shit.
The reason why, I can answer that question. The reason why there's always like 10 to 20 different Starbucks in DC alone, crowd control for one thing. Because
no, it used to be way more than that though. That's all I was just pointing out that it used to be way more.
I know it used to be way more, but let's be real. Think about this, man. Think about one time, man. You just want to go get yourself a nice vanilla bean frappuccino. I don't want to stand in line with 50 people trying to order the most complicated crap.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, and GameStop had the issue of they were like Starbucks, but my issue was always like, why so many? And the problem with GameStop is they oversaturated themselves so much. It was like, it's not to say that nobody is going to GameStop. People are, but you don't need this much. Hell, I'll use our area, for example, in the Southern Maryland PG area, right? So let's use Clinton as Operation Zero here. So you got one in Clinton. The one in Brandywine closed. You got 3 in Waldorf. So the 3 in Waldorf is one in St. Charles Mall. There's one in St. Charles over in Waldorf Marketplace, and there's another one over by the Shoppers near the mall. So that's 3 right there. Then you count the one in La Plata.
You're talking about the one behind Best Buy, right?
Yeah, the Marketplace is the one behind Best Buy. So that's 3 right there in
Yeah.
Waldorf. Then 1 in La Plata. So that's technically 4 in the vicinity. And then you count 1 in Prince Frederick. That's technically southern area and stuff. So that's...
Nope. That one's gone.
Prince Frederick is gone?
The one in Prince Frederick closed their doors. This was it last Thursday.
Okay, so that would
Yeah, that's right. Last Friday. Friday was the last. Yeah, this past Friday was the last day. So the one in Prince Frederick is gone.
Now you had to go to Lexington Park for your GameStop needs. So that makes 5 total in the Charles County-esque southern area and stuff. If you want to go to GameStop, so that's 5 in Charles County, 1 there in Clinton. Like I said, you got the one at Eastover in Oxon Hill. There's another one in Oxon Hill, probably still there. I think there's one in Suitland.
Yeah, there's one in Suitland. Remember there used to be. Hold on, remember there used to be one on the Andrews Air Force Base.
Not anymore, so that's gone.
I know that one's gone.
1 in Largo. Used to be 2 in Largo, but it's just 1 now. So I'm already hitting you up with those. So that's pretty spread out for the most part. Granted, I think one of those GameStops in Waldorf might end up getting shut down and stuff, since you still got 3 of them within walking distance from one another and stuff. But I mean, that tells you right there. And it used to be more than that. That's the crazy part. So it's like you have all those within those vicinities. Yeah, it's either which way, GameStop is in a bit of the bind right now, because with these 2 major releases, I was streaming recently. Somebody brought up a good point. So what happens to everybody that pre-ordered Resident Evil and Final Fantasy VII Remake through GameStop now, since they're not...
You have to do what is it, those curbside pickups.
I mean, a couple of them are running from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. now instead of, opening at 10 a.m. and stuff, because of the coronavirus and stuff. So,
right.
Like I think the one in the mall is like shut down, period, because they shut down all the malls around here and stuff, obviously. But yeah, man, Pennsylvania was the start, because the governor of Pennsylvania was like, nah, fuck you, nope, we're shutting down. You're not opening any more fucking GameStops. Nope, not at least in Pennsylvania. Probably California too.
No, California was the main one that started it.
Yeah, so California, Pennsylvania is the 2 that started it for at least far as we know.
The thing to bring up, by the way, just from what you were saying about like the difference between Starbucks and GameStop. Here's the thing: Starbucks. Yeah, you don't need that many in one small city. Whereas GameStop tries to do the same thing, but they do it with a whole lot of scummy tactics. And they have some real BS business practices that nobody likes. Let's be real. I mean, be clear. Nobody likes going to GameStop.
Well, I mean,
you don't like going in there. No, I'm keeping it a buck. I don't like going into GameStop knowing that I just bought a console. If I went in there and I bought a $500 console, right? Because I opened it, if I decided, hey, you know what? I don't like it. I'm going to take it back. Not only are you not going to give me my money back, you're going to give me store credit, or you're going to give me cash, which is either half the value of a console that just came out 5 minutes ago, or you're going to give me less than half for cash.
I mean, yeah.
No one's doing that.
I mean, because Best Buy is funny. Best Buy gives you way more money for your bang for your buck, to be honest. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, and that's what I've been waiting on, to tell you the truth. Yeah, I mean, do I miss the days of going into like an actual video game store? Absolutely. I will always love Funkoland. I will always love Electronics Boutique, and I'll always love Babbage's. The moment they all got swallowed up by GameStop, that was the beginning of the end, because at that point they became the monopoly. They didn't have any competition. Nobody was trying to mess with them.
But they never changed up.
That was the problem. When you have no competition, you can do whatever you want.
Well, they were operating. What was weird about GameStop is, even if you don't have competition, you can still change up your delivery, because somebody said it best. At some point, you saw the fact that once the PS3 and the Xbox 360 had dropped, and I think even the Wii, you started seeing that a lot of companies were pushing digital, especially on the Nintendo Wii at the time. They had the Virtual Console,
Yeah, the virtual store.
So that was the start of it to a degree. And the thing of it is, GameStop didn't see the writing on the wall. They're like, nah, people still going to trade in, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, hey, dude, you might want to, get on that because you got to change up your... And it's only until it was too late that they decided, we're going to sell other stuff like collectibles inside our store. Well, you should have been doing that already.
Yeah, isn't it funny how GameStop has become like a gamer-centric hot topic?
And I wouldn't even, I know honestly, I don't mind it, but at the same time, and granted, they're serving my needs in terms of getting certain toys and stuff, because, Toys R Us closed down and stuff, so now it's like, all right, well, yeah, I guess I gotta go to GameStop to get X, Y, and Z and stuff, so, it is what it is.
And it's funny that you brought up Toys R Us being closed. While they might be closed across the U.S., I was back in Japan at the time when Toys R Us was closing. And I said, dude, it is so funny seeing how they're completely shutting down in America. Meanwhile, in Japan, they're still thriving. They never shut down their factories or their stores.
I think Canada and some parts of overseas still has a Toys R Us. It's just United States. Yeah. It's just like, fuck you, we're not doing that.
You just shut everything down. And a lot of people are saying that it's because of Amazon.
I mean, to
Amazon,
a degree,
yeah. Amazon stepped in and... they got, you got Prime service, so everybody's getting their stuff within a day or two, and they're offering better prices. They'll price match and all that. I mean, it is what it is. Times is changing.
Amazon is doing the Lord's work. I mean, to a degree, it can't be helped on that end. I mean,
you got to get with the times, man. Not everything is really meant to last forever. I mean, even GameStop. Sorry, not GameStop. Even Amazon. Eventually, something's going to come up and take over.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing of it is, too, with GameStop, they're doing all this, so now, if you live in California, PA, you're kind of shit out of luck in terms of getting your stuff from GameStop. Other places, there's some GameStops that are on, from what I'm seeing, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. times and stuff, because they used to be open from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. and stuff, so now since we're on this quarantine schedule and stuff, since they're not essential, like you said, they might just be doing
they have no other choice but to do curbside pickup, because if you can't go in the store, you can only show up to the front door with your car, and they'll just they'll give it to you. They'll more than likely they'll do what Best Buy is doing. They'll just drop it in your trunk where you don't even have to interact with them.
Yeah, which is what I did, because I didn't want to chance it and stuff, because like as soon as I heard other states were saying GameStops were shut down, I freaked out, and I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't pre-order, so I'm just going to go through Best Buy. But that being said, though, so RE3 Remake comes out this week, and then next week we got the Final Fantasy 7 Remake, which is weird because they're both Friday releases, and I'm used to Tuesday releases. It's kind of strange.
They're both Friday releases, but they're just 2 weeks apart.
Yeah, no, I know that and stuff, but which, if you haven't been paying attention, if RE3 Remake and stuff, Capcom, it seems like they've been kind of easing up on it and stuff, or at least people aren't doing full-blown walkthroughs uploaded yet. But RE3 Remake is out.
Too late.
Yeah, too late if you saw it already on some of them, but I mean, I've only seen... It looked like, from what I've seen, I've only seen somebody post up walkthroughs up to a certain point, like people putting 6-minute ones, which I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I've seen people put the first 40 minutes up, which really is only up to, like, I think the first official Nemesis boss fight and stuff, which I'm like, all right, that's not even the full game and stuff. The average score for the game has been like 8-9, not really a perfect 10 and stuff, which makes it's about par for the course.
Because it's not. I mean, first of all, you're going to take something that's already been done, and that was the reimagining of a previous Resident Evil game. And granted, the Resident Evil engine that Capcom is using is a phenomenal engine. I love what they've done with the game. The game right now, like RE3, from what I've seen, is complete visual eye candy. They make a lot of stuff look good. The characters look good. The graphics look amazing. What I don't like, and this is just from what I was able to see, there's a tremendous amount of content from the previous game that has just gone missing.
So there's
It's
two
just
things. So there's two things that's actually missing because somebody actually broke it down. So there's two major things they took out. One, no clock tower.
yep. Clock Tower is Kaputski.
Clock tower is gone. Two, the decision making is gone.
It's decision making, and I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there in case anybody was hoping for it. Like I was hoping for it. No Gravedigger boss battle.
Yeah, so well, three. So that's three right there. Other than that, everything's par for the course. So, but also the thing that was boggling me about like what I'm seeing in the reviews was like, did people forget that the original Resident Evil 3 Nemesis was short? Like even if you kept the clock tower and stuff, like I'm seeing a lot of people do the reviews and stuff, and it was like, well, this one seems very action oriented. Do you remember Nemesis? Because I remember them giving you a ton of fucking ammo and shit, and I'm like, yeah, because they
pretty much gave you like a PS1 version, the PS1 interpretation of Resident Evil 6. Just, the game was very action heavy, and yeah, Nemesis made the game. It would make the gameplay for you stressful at times because he would just show up. But the problem with Nemesis, I think, the difference between Nemesis and PS1 versus Remake is PS1 Nemesis was unpredictable. You didn't know where he was going to show up.
Well, it depends on, but the thing of it is too, the downside of that was like it was highly dependent on,
and it was dependent on your choices because that's what upped the replay value.
Well, the choices.
You can play.
Sorry.
You can play through the game once, doing all let's say between A or B choices. You can do a complete run of all A choices. You can do another run of all B choices. You can do another run where you just let the timer run out and you're just stuck fighting Nemesis. Or what was the other one? There was another way you could do it too. People went and did like knife only runs, and there are ways that you can try to stretch out the gameplay factor. Yeah, you're playing through the same story mode over and over again, but you're just playing it in a different way. With this game, it's more the same, except from what I've seen in the reviews, Nemesis is very predictable. Like, he doesn't just show up randomly like he did in the old game. This time, he does. Like, when he shows up, it's predetermined points, which kind of takes away the stress level for me about Nemesis.
The stress is probably still there and stuff to a degree. It's just not to the level that. Put it this way, I think they may do on the trailer, but at the same time, like you said, it's a situation where it's only in certain sections. And it's like, fuck, I got to make sure that I'm prepared because if I roll in there thinking he's not going to show up, I'm fucked, basically.
Yeah, there's that. And then take away the multiple endings. No multiple endings.
Yeah, it's not like the Remake had multiple endings either. And shit.
No, see, 2 Remake, and I still have my gripes with 2. Like, even with the remake of 2, as much as a lot of people feel like 2 is a better game, well, the remake of 2 is a better game compared to 3, 2 did some things right. I'd say they kept the majority.
They botched up the scenario A and B of Chris and Claire. Leon and Claire. Not a huge deal, but the intersplicing of like who fights Birkin B and who fights the final Birkin. It's a bit of a mixed bag because there was zero reason why, say, Leon had to face Birkin and you could have gave that to Claire.
Or they could have gave it.
Or especially with how the storyline lines up and stuff. And it's like, well, Leon could have just rolled in there and got the cure and you would have been fine. But why do we have to fight Birkin again? It doesn't make any sense, And it was just those kind of decisions and stuff. But that was really, to be honest and stuff, that was the only gripe people really had with it per se and stuff. But other than that, the game was fine. But I think people forget just like what scenarios. You only had one scenario in RE3 Nemesis. So I don't know. I think if anything, I'm more curious to see. I like the fact that one, you can defeat Nemesis and get items just like in the original game.
Yeah, they kept that,
which I didn't see in the demo, and when I saw somebody put a video up, I was like, oh, okay, whew, because I was like, I threw grenades during the demo and nothing popped out, and I was like, damn, they didn't put that in there. I was like, well, shit, I guess we're fucked on that, and I was like, oh, okay, it does.
The same reason why we can't open why we couldn't open the padlocks. We obviously didn't get the lockpick. And of course, we're Jill freaking Valentine, best lockpick in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But if we did get that in the demo, there'd have been way too much stuff that they would have threw at us in that demo. And I'm like, okay, I get it, because that one, I think, what was it, the toy room, which, by the way, this game is like chock full of Easter eggs and
Mm-hmm.
callbacks and a whole bunch of stuff. You go in this toy store and there's like a giant statue of bad box art Mega Man where he's a literal action figure. And just when you think you're ready to walk out of that door, you happen to look out the window. Nemesis is standing there like, "Yo, ready to come out and play?"
You coming out? Oh nah.
You know, you finished or you done?
Shit's creepy as hell, to be honest and stuff. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, go somewhere.
When I swear when I saw it, I was like, "Yo, Nemesis, get a hobby, bro. What are you doing?"
But yeah, like I said, I'm excited to see how it plays and stuff. Like I said, I think ever since seeing how people were speedrunning through RE2, I think the speedruns are more fun and more stressful than the actual playing it normal style, because I had some stressful times playing, even with some of the walkthroughs that I saw speedrunning and stuff. Speedrunning is stressful. People need to realize that. Like, you trying to get S plus ranks, it's stressful as shit, because one
I
mistake,
could, yeah, I could, dude. I could have told you that. I have watched so many speedrunners, and I've even attempted. I've attempted it myself, where I try to speedrun a game. It's like the moment I die, or the moment I get hit, or the moment something happens, I got to start the whole thing all over again. And it's the most stressful thing ever, because you went through all that time and effort, and you can own. And even if you mess up once, that's it. No do overs, no nothing. Start from the beginning.
I mean, it's to the extent where you're sitting there and you're playing through it, and it's like one mistake, you're fucked. One mistake and you're done. It's
That's
like, and especially if you're playing on hardcore and you get bad RNG. That's the other aspect of it that I
oh,
think is going
that's
to be
yeah.
fun with Nemesis, is that Nemesis, despite whatever shortcomings of RE3 Remake, I think you can get bad RNG with Nemesis from what I'm seeing. Just one fucking mistake, he comes out of nowhere when you didn't expect it. It's like, shit, now I gotta fucking adjust.
Oh yeah, because like I know one of his RNG moments is he could either run at you when he first shows up, or he could just throw out the tentacle, or he
Hmm.
could just walk up to you.
Yeah, like, what's up? Pshink! It's like, okay, well, that was a
And
grand opening, grand closing.
and believe me, he will show up and he will give you two 3-piece full, no biscuits.
Man. Uh, and then,
Then the moment you think you outran him, this man Superman jumps across the stage.
it's like, did it.
Like, yo, I have never seen a character I've never seen a pursuer achieve such heights like this. Like this man will leap into the freaking Matrix Neo drop. That drop to the one knee, slide to the side. He'll do that. He'll also and then when he can't get into certain areas, like if you just happen to run across a courtyard, you think he's gonna chase you across a courtyard. Nope. This man will go full on Spider-Man, use the tentacle to just leap off of the game and wait until you hit it, like wait till you bend a different corner or something, and then he'll slide down off the wall like he's Strider from Marvel. And dude, this guy's everywhere.
That's an understatement of the time, sir. Because the game's gonna be fun. Because from what I'm seeing of Carlos's thing, he plays like RE4 there in RE4 Resident Evil, where you can actually slash with the fucking knife. I'm like, all right, cool. I like this. This is gonna be fun. And yeah, this is gonna be fun. This game is going to be crazy, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. So,
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it myself. I'm
but
still gonna have fun with it, despite the changes and despite all the cuts that they made to this game. I'm still gonna try my best to have fun with it.
oh yeah, I mean, um, then you got the Final Fantasy VII remake, which that is the enigma that is going to be baffling folks until it releases, or at least until, I'm gonna go ahead and say maybe Sunday, late Sunday, early Monday, we'll see some people leak some shit, possibly online on that. I think reviews probably will drop on Monday or Tuesday, one of the two on that. And Yeah, I'm definitely curious on what's going to happen with that game because yeah.
Well, from what I from what I saw on Maximilian's video, he did a video of him talking about Chapter 2,
Hmm.
and he was like, you know what, I spoiled myself because
Really?
I think, yeah, he said I completely spoiled myself with Chapter 2 because I got to a point where they showed off a certain cutscene and I said, nope, turn it off. I immediately turned it off before I saw it, and it just moved on to the next thing. They showed off like a lot of different cutscenes, and in fact, there's a number of YouTube videos out that show the comparison of old Final Fantasy VII versus the remake. For example, when you go to who is it? When you go to Aerith's, when you go to her home,
Hmm.
with her, I guess with her foster mother who took care of her,
Yeah.
that whole area, like they show what it looked like in the old game, and then to see what it looks like in the new game, I'm like, yo, this place looks beautiful. I mean, it's huge and it's beautiful. Her castle, I mean, not castle, sorry, her church where she grew her flowers, again, looks freaking huge in the remake compared to the old game. And they just kept showing like key points. And let's just be real, everybody knows the story of Final Fantasy VII, so the game's been out almost 20 years. Spoilers, I guess. Um, they show
Like
they
spoilers
show
for 10 plus 20 plus year old fucking game.
for a 20-year-old game. I'm just saying the so like there's a big moment that happens on the first disc of Final Fantasy VII where the Sector 7, the top portion of Sector 7 falls on top of the Sector 7 slums.
Yeah.
I just saw a small cutscene. It was like a sneak peek of what it looked like. Here's what it looked like from the past game. Here's what it looks like now. And when they showed this cutscene, it was the aftermath.
Hmm.
And the only preview you saw, of course, was Cloud, Barrett, and Tifa. But it was a split second. It was just the three of them looking off at the completely destroyed Sector 7 slums. And at that point, that's when I said, "All right, turn this off. I really don't want to get spoiled. I don't even have a PlayStation yet, and I don't want to be spoiled. Just turn it off." I had to hop off of that footage.
Mm-mm-mm.
Like, I'm excited for the game. I am looking forward to playing it. I'm glad I didn't play any demos or anything like that because, again, lack of PlayStation. But I do plan to get one now that we're stuck on this whole quarantine mess.
Yeah, that's yeah, that game is going to be interesting. To see whose prediction of where it stops at came true. Is it going to be the end of disc one, or is it going to be the actual this? So we'll see.
I
We
still think I'm still holding on. I'm still holding on to my original theory is the game is going to stop when Cloud has to tell the story of him, Zack, and Sephiroth. When that story ends, back at his hometown of Nibelheim, when they're there, I think that's where this portion of the game is going to end. You get just outside of Midgar, and you see the outside. You see the outside world for what it is. Just enough of a taste because you're going to go to You're going to go to the first town, which is Nibelheim. You're going to go to Cloud's hometown. He tells the story. We're going to get some cutscenes, get some get some gameplay footage in, and as soon as he's done with the story, boom, that's the end of the game.
done.
Like move on, wait like another year, and then we're gonna get the second part of that game. Now, if I'm not mistaken, isn't this remake really just gonna be released in two big games?
It's supposed to be like either one part or two more parts, one of the two. I'm thinking it's probably two parts and stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think it is just two parts because this one is gonna focus on the Midgar side of the game, and it's gonna stop there. Which I know they heavily expanded the world and the things that you get to do inside Midgar. So that's going to be a lot because I know one of the things they mentioned was when you played the game like 20 years ago, you never got to see the top portion of Midgar. You were always in the slums. So I think they said they were they said that was something that they wanted to explore. So I have a feeling we're going to be messing around with the top level as well. So this is going to be a pretty big game.
Oh,
Um,
oh, so,
well, one other thing I'll add.
mhm.
I also believe that a lot of these, if you're expecting to play as Red 13, that's not happening. He's going to show up, but you won't play as him.
Yeah. So, apparently, COD Remaster 2 just dropped.
Yeah, COD Remaster 2 dropped for PS4.
The worst kept fucking secret ever. You remember when that shit was like rumor and people was like, man, we ain't gonna do that, and they did it. Now I'm just sitting back like,
Well, I knew that the remaster was coming, but I didn't think they was gonna. I didn't know they were gonna do like a, I really didn't think they were gonna do like a straight up Beyonce on us and just drop the game out of nowhere.
yeah. I mean, I might get it. I mean, like I said, I bought granted, I don't even know if I'm gonna buy it. Like the Call of Duty remastered, the first one.
It's $20 for just the story campaign. No multiplayer, no nothing.
I mean, that's all I'm really playing for is the story mode anyway. But the thing of it is, remastered one, I got it for PlayStation Plus for free. That was a free game for the month, so I was like, I guess I'll download it and play it. And I was like, all right, I had a little nice trip down nostalgia lane playing through it, and I was like, I'm good. I might delete.
Yeah,
I might delete it off my console. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, that's cool that you got it for free. I think if I'm not mistaken, I got it. I got it from the GameStop that went out of business, where I just picked up every Call of Duty that they had for $1.
Didn't we all go there, sir?
No, but I mean, I picked up every Call of Duty on both consoles. I was like, yeah, give me all the PlayStation 4s and give me all the Xbox One versions of Call of Duty. I was like, how much are they? $1? Give me all of them.
Give it to me all. Put it in my veins right now.
Just injected it to my veins.
Did you have any other news? 'Cause I know you said you had something.
That was what I was going to... No, actually, us talking about CEO being... sorry, not CEO. Us talking about Combo Breaker being canceled, that was what I was going to... I didn't know if you had caught it, because I had just found out about it, like about an hour before we started recording.
Yeah.
I did have...
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so, real quick, in kind of preparing for these other games and stuff, like, I was like, you know what, let me beat these other games I got. So, let me tell you something about Dragon Quest XI. That is a game that pulled a fucking Chrono Trigger on my ass.
You expected anything less?
Dude, the last Dragon Quest I played was 8, and that was way back on the PS2, so, like, So, this is spoilers, folks. So, in the game, you're playing through the main quest, right? And you're getting near the end, and I was sitting back like, hold up. My characters are pretty low level, and I got to the final map. What's going on here? And then the game pulled a shim-sham where the quote-unquote final boss, you can't harm. You're supposed to purposely lose to him. And then it goes into Act 2, and I'm like, Act 2? Are you kidding me? And then Act 2 is even more hours of it.
You know what that reminds me of? What? That is hilarious. You know what that reminds me of? Okay. You remember playing Rival Schools, like the original Rival Schools?
Yeah.
When you played through the story mode with Batsu, right? Mm-hmm. You played through the story mode with his team. You get to fight Rizzo, the main bad guy at the end of the game. You fight him, I think on your on episode 3. You fight him in episode 3. Dude has a health bar that's like 300%. You can hit him with 20 supers and he will not go down. That game forces you to die.
Oh, so they really just fuck your health. We're just you gotta die.
Yeah, because for some reason his super can do 50% damage to you, but you try to do a super on him and it barely even does 5% damage.
Wow. Damn.
I was like, what is this game trying to what is your deal, game? Come to find out it was part of the story mode.
Yeah. So I finally get to the second half of it. You gotta get the game back together because you're quote unquote separated, and then all of a sudden you beat the game, and now you're in the post game, but then you end up going back in time because I literally, when that happened, I was like, time travel.
See, this
I
is an
swear to
absolute
God,
win.
I swear to God, that's exactly what went through my head as soon as it was like, well, we can bring back blah blah blah, and I was like, time travel. I see this as a win. So now I'm in the post game, and there's one more boss battle. It's like a secret boss where it's like you can leave the game now, and it's a good ending. But now it's like I really want that special ending where everything comes together now. So now I'm like, I'll take my time on this. But technically, I beat the game, but still, it was just like, man, this is a fun game. But Jesus Christ, man, this is like the time just goes by quick when you're playing it. That's how crazy it is. And then I finally beat Yakuza 3. I bought the HD remaster, which okay, so for those that don't know, when Yakuza 3 and 4 came to America, and I think 5 came to America, they cut out a lot of content and stuff. Yakuza 3, for instance, they cut out all the cabaret girls things, so you can actually go in there and actually do the missions where you order food and all that stuff and do those missions. And then there was a mission that they took out in the American version because I guess where we were at as a society then. Basically, the mission is you're talking to this chick at the bar. Turns out she's trans, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Like I don't make a big deal. Like okay, cool. I mean, I guess I understand why you took it out the first time, but it's still stupid that you took it out. But whatever. That's about it. I mean, I think 4 is the same thing where they added back. They basically added back in a lot of the cabaret stuff. So I beat that, and I actually, well, I'm almost about the 100% RE2 remake. I almost got one more, and I gotta do that hunk mission thing, and that's it. Yeah. Other than that, I've just been trying to that and DBZ Kakarot. There is a super secret boss in that game.
You know, I forgot about that game. To tell you the truth.
Yeah, if you played,
I completely forgot about that.
Did you play the last one where it was like time travel and stuff?
The what was that, Xenoverse?
Yeah, Xenoverse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay,
I played it.
So Xenoverse, you remember the 2 time traveling bad guys that you had to fight?
Yeah, that's right. They're in the game.
Yeah, they pop
They
back
got
up.
added.
They pop back up in Kakarot. And they're a secret boss fight, which implies that they might be canon. I don't know. We'll see. But they basically spliced in that game with Kakarot, and I'm like, all right, cool. That's interesting. So there's that. But I did beat that game. The game's fun, But like I said, I'm almost about to 100% that game and stuff. It gets crazy broken once you fully upgrade all the characters and stuff. So there's that. But yeah, that's pretty much it on me on gaming in terms of what I've been playing. I mean, I'm pretty sure you haven't. I mean, have you been playing much?
Actually, I've been messing around with like a bunch of different games. Like I've been playing. I played some indies. I played some, not any RPGs, but mostly indie stuff. Monster Hunter, of course, and which, by the way, Monster Hunter has dropped some nice gems. So we got like a new DLC, a new title update. They gave us Raging Brachydios, and there's like a bunch of other monsters. Well, not a bunch of monsters, but alternate, more difficult versions of said monster that's already in Iceborne.
Yeah.
So basically, you got more weapons and armor that's coming.
Oh.
And I'm already looking forward.
Great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that a lot. Some of the best armor in the game. Some of the best armor in the game is in Iceborne, so I highly recommend. If you don't have Monster Hunter Iceborne, please get that game. It's a lot of fun.
Always.
I've been enjoying it a lot on PC, and I know there's a lot of people that play it on both Xbox and PlayStation as well. But I mean, it's really an awesome game. Like, I was never a fan of Monster Hunter until I started playing Monster Hunter on Nintendo Switch, which is pretty much like a giant collection of all the Monster Hunter games put into one game from the 3DS.
Yeah.
As well as like some stuff I think from other Monster Hunter games, but it's just one giant Monster Hunter game. So the game has like a buttload of monsters for the Nintendo Switch. So if you were ever if you're ever out and you want to get your Monster Hunter fix on a handheld, pick up Monster Hunter Ultimate for the Switch. You're gonna be pretty full.
Hmm.
What else did we get at? Oh, yeah, that's right. Tekken 7 dropped Fakuran,
About time.
the real Bruce Irving.
Oh yeah, he's the. You mean the testing ground for Street Fighter cross tech with Tekken cross Street Fighter? Because he's basically Sagat.
Dude is about, yeah, he is. He's about as tall as Sagat, like huge body and tiny head. This guy, he's pretty much Sagat. But I'm gonna answer something about that, by the way, since you did bring up, he's a test subject for Street Fighter, for Tekken Cross Street Fighter. Harada had an interview, and of course he's been answering this question numerous times, but this time it was documented that about his response in regards to Tekken Cross Street Fighter. Now, he said he would love to make the game. He still wants to make the game. The problem is that Tekken 7 is as popular as it is, and what he doesn't want to do is he doesn't want to divide the fan base by putting out a game with a tag function like Tekken Cross Street Fighter, as well as the base game of Tekken 7.
I mean, I guess, man. I mean, if you don't want to overshadow what you got and stuff, sure. But I mean, I think he'd be fine in the grand scheme of things, personally. But I get it. You don't want to overshadow what you got already and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, especially with everything that's gone into...
So he wants it to be kind of a separate release once everything with Tekken 7 dies down. Because if that's the case, that makes sense.
It would make sense if he did that. The way I feel, I'm like, dude, just focus on Tekken 7. I mean, you guys are still putting out content. Even with the UI change to Tekken 7, you now have given us spaces in the stage select. I don't know if you've seen it recently, but the new stage select, they changed it. So now there's like 4 more spots for them to add at least 4 more stages, as well as for them to add 4 more characters. So I already see I see at least a season 4 character pass drop.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be interesting what they do with this whole thing. Because, like I said, after Old Boy drops, I mean, what's the next character after that? Unless it's just gonna be a stage. I'm assuming it's probably a stage.
No, that was it for season 3. It was from the look of, if I'm not mistaken, it was 3 characters, 3 stages.
And with Evo up in the air, I mean, if Evo does happen, do you think they're going to have a big drop for something else?
If they still this, because according to Wizard, he still wants to push Evo at the original time frame that.
I mean, it might happen. It's late July. It might happen. Never know.
See, but hold on, with CJ, there's a problem with that. See, with this pandemic going on, they might or might not even lift travel bans in every country. Like, we might lift it where we are, but that doesn't mean the other countries are going to fall into place with that.
I mean, they got till late May to figure it out before they got it canceled, to be honest. Or at least
they do.
At least the first, and you're pushing it second week of June. You're pushing it. I would say late May, first week of June, they got to figure out what they want to do. That's really you're right at the line of where you should cancel, so everybody knows what they got to do.
I still say that even if everything was to blow over, nothing is going to be the same. When something like this affects the world, it changes everything. It happened with 9/11. It happened with... I'm just going to use 9/11 because that was like the last
time. People got back on planes after 9/11. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, people got back on their feet, but still, everything changed.
Well, the only thing that changes with this is, hey, wash your fucking hands. Oh shit, we just got to go through
but I don't think
sanitary
it's that simple.
Shit.
No, but I don't think it's that simple. It's not going to be just everyone telling everyone, hey, wash your hands. We're going to put up twice as many hand sanitizers and hand soap dispenser machines as we did before. I think there's going to be more things in place. I personally see...
I don't know what more they're going to possibly add on top of this, to be honest.
Like, I could see... And this will just be on some real craziness, but people, again, everybody being, everybody pretty much put into a panic, because let's call it what it is. the country got put into panic mode because of how the U.S. handled the situation. Took it as a joke, took it as a hoax, didn't think it was real, you thought this whole thing was an isolated incident, didn't think it was going to be an outbreak of it in our own country. Well, like, like there it is. Happened over here on this side of the U.S. in Seattle, happened in New York. Where's the next epicenter?
So, I mean, to me at this stage,
unless we flatten the curve with social distancing and all that stuff, everybody just, try to stay healthy. And I feel what's going to happen is there's going to be more things are going to be put into place health-wise. I could see shopping malls, movie theaters, anything that attracts large crowds of people. I can see them trying to put something in place. I don't know what exactly, because again, we never dealt with a situation on this level before.
I can see Evo, so, if everything does go right, I can see Evo being a huge I think this is what Wizard is really banking on. He's banking on the fact that if everything goes right and they open the travel ban and everything's open again, he's banking on Evo being a more huge event than it is normally. Which, all right, cool, you're banking on that, but you better hope.
No, you can bank on it all you want. You can bank on that all you want. The problem that he's going to have to deal with is who's going to come.
No, I'm saying if it does worldwide, that's what I'm saying. If it does worldwide.
No. Even if it did open, CJ, I'm talking about who is going to come. Who is going to take the time? After everything that's happened, everybody's canceled their stuff, or it was canceled for them. There will be some people that will be like, you know what? I was trying to go to Evo. I was trying to go to this event. Now that everything has happened, yeah, sure, stuff might have opened back up, but I don't need, now I'm still feeling some type of way. I still don't feel like this whole thing is truly blown over.
You've underestimating people, but I get it. Because I think there's going to be a lot of people I think people are going to, put it this way, the average citizen that does that's still kind of trepidatious, sure, but you're talking about the FGC community. You're talking about a community that even when this shit happened, you know how many people still wanted to hold events despite this? There was a lot of people that want to do it.
Yeah, CJ, but that was before things got to where they got. But people were still trying to hold events before the death toll climbed up to what it is, before the number of confirmed cases blew up to what it is. And that was in the early part.
And that's why I think even if it opens up, you're going to get a lot of people that's going to be like, oh shit, we can actually, okay, cool. I guess Evo's on. All right, bet. Let's go.
Yeah. Some people are still going to move on no matter what. But there's still going to be some people that are going to be affected by it in some kind of way.
It's probably be the people that got families. I could see those players probably like, nah, I'm good. Which that makes sense.
Yeah. A lot of the family gamers see them not coming.
That makes sense.
Like a good example. Both, what was it, Evo and I think E3, Max was going to go. But before this whole virus broke out, he made an announcement that he wasn't going, that nobody was going, and it wasn't just the announcement. It wasn't just the announcement that he wasn't going. He revealed why he wasn't going, and that was because he was going to be a father. Like his kid is going to be born like 2 weeks before Evo, I think.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
2 weeks before E3.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I think it's going to be a situation where it's just going to be like the people that got families are going to probably just chill and slow their roll and stuff like that. Because even with the travel ban, I'm pretty sure he probably wasn't going to go to this shit any damn way, especially if you got a kid on the fucking way. Like, why would you go to Evo if you got a kid on the way? So
that's what I mean. Like, he wasn't going to go to it regardless. Even if we didn't have it, he wasn't going. So, and I think even if everything were, let's say we got to what, end of May for, I guess, the country or the world to try to figure out what the next move is.
Once they get a good idea of what they're going to do, and a lot of it's going to hinge on probably China and a lot of those countries and stuff like that. Actually, it's going to be hinging more so on the overseas and stuff, but they're going to figure out a way to do it because, like I said, come hell or high water and stuff, regardless of who shows up, you already know Mr. Wiz is going to try to finagle some way to be like, fuck it, we're still going to do Evo regardless of the numbers. Period.
And fine. I mean, I wish him the best of luck on that. I hope it does work out for him.
Put it this way, I don't even think at this point it's about the it's about the money, but not about the money. Like, I think there's an expectation where they're probably like, all right, look, we're still going to do Evo. We're going to probably eat the loss, but fuck it. We got an event going on, and the publicity is way better than not doing it at all. So at least that's how I see it. So, I mean, I don't know. Who knows?
I mean, well, again, we'll see. We'll see what the turnout is. Once this whole thing blows over. I mean, hopefully, despite all the changes that are going to come after we get over this, I hope things can return to to some level of normalcy. But of course, it'll never be the way it was.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing you can hope is change. It's like, we can only hope for the best, people. We can only hope for the best. I mean, so we'll see. We will see. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Yeah, I think that's it, man. I got nothing else to offer for pressing buttons, man. Other than,
one other thing I can add is, let's see, for anyone who's on the cheap side, be sure to stay on the lookout for the next digital Steam sales. We got Steam sales coming for, I believe the next one that's coming will be in June.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be it's either May or June. That'll be the spring sale.
Oh, that's going to be huge. Hopefully by then I at least have some semblance of a PC together and stuff, and I can do that, and then, hey, that opens it up even for more games to stream. Yay. So.
Yeah, but who knows? With all these lockdowns put in place, I can already see a lot of companies like telling everyone, "Hey, check out the stay-at-home sale."
Basically, I mean,
dude, okay, look, when and now I'm going into BAM territory. When Faku and Pornhub are offering premium services for free, come on, the game sales is coming. The game sales has got to be. They can't be far behind.
Can't be. I mean, Sony had theirs at the outset of this, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Sony put out theirs. Despite March Madness being canceled, and oh god, who else? Like everybody was putting out sales, but I believe more digital sales are going to come in.
Oh, it's going to come in with the fucking quickness if you're going to be real. So
I'm just sitting back here, I'm just sitting back here doing the Birdman rub. I'm just waiting for it.
Oh man. So
yeah, but other than that, that's all I got on my list of things.
Yeah. So I think that's it. And I guess next time around, like I said, hopefully we get some more stuff going on. I will say this though, I know it's not comic news and stuff, but like I think it's great that right now Third Eye Comics is actually doing deliveries. I don't know how far in terms of driving they're willing to do for deliveries, but I'm glad they actually have that and the option to mail your shit to you. So kudos to them for having the ability to do that.
Hey man, they trying to get their money. I don't blame them.
Hey, look, man, I might do a comic book corner about that because comic book industry, that's a lot to sit there and talk about, definitely. So,
I know. Well, this isn't necessarily gaming related, but I do want to ask you this last question before we end for this session. So, from what's going on with Disney, do you see them trying to recoup their losses by releasing Black Widow? Because I heard they were trying to drop 2 big movies on Disney Plus to recoup their current losses.
They're not going to drop Black Widow on Disney Plus because that's more than $100 million. That's a more than $100 million movie.
It is more than $100 million.
That you can't eat the loss, and also too, the price point that you would have to do in order to put it on there would be you would have to charge anywhere between $40 to $50, and you're banking on millions upon millions of people to actually rent it for that much. it would have to be high enough to even break even, and they're trying to make
Well,
money. So
here's the thing, CJ. See, because of all the shutdowns and this outbreak, Disney has actually seen an uptick in new accounts for Disney Plus.
it still ain't enough though. That's the problem. That and also pirating, because it's one
Oh,
thing.
I know pirating is going to be huge, but you can't stop. You can't stop pirating. Period.
No, but the thing is, there's a huge difference between, oh, it came out in China a week ahead, and you see a shitty copy, but you know what? I'll wait the week before it drops here, and oh, you put a clean copy online for rent for $40, and oh, you know what? I'll wait for it to hit the pirate sites and just download it. That's a lot of money lost. Lot of money. So yeah, you ain't gonna stop it, but you have a clean copy online? Nah, nigga. Nope. Not even.
I mean, the only way, and and it really doesn't even matter what kind of what kind of safety measures are put in place for it to be exclusively on Disney Plus. It will not stop, anybody from going in, finding a way to capture what's on there and putting it out on the internet, because once it's digital, once it's on the internet, it's on the internet forever.
And that's why they're not going to put it on there. They'll bite the bullet on Onward regardless of whether, because like I said, it hit on digital now for rent, and it's going to be on Disney Plus in a couple of weeks anyways. They'll bite the bullet on that. They'll bite the bullet on that easily.
Plus Onward was a flop anyway for Disney.
Yeah, but they'll bite the bullet on that one, but they sure as shit ain't going to bite the bullet on some shit that's like, oh, hey, by the way, you know what? I'm going to go on ahead and put Black Widow online. Dude, that is career suicide.
Oh, I know it is, but I was just reading some articles about it. I was like, Disney is not crazy to do that. Yeah, it sucks that everything is, it's happening the way it is, but I don't think they would try to do that in a panic. They will hold that movie off until this whole thing blows over, and then they're going to put it back in theaters.
Yep. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be something to see if they actually get anything going with that. But on the video game side, though, I am curious and stuff of, like I said, this is really going to test the waters for a lot of people digitally right now. Like, because, like I said, I had to make room on my console because I was like, you know what, maybe, just in case I want to download this digitally, I got an option, so we'll see. We will see how everything pans out, man. Like I said, you can always go PC, folks. It's never too late.
It's definitely never too late. I'm glad I've been on it for several years.
Yeah. But anyway, people, yeah, that's it, and we will catch you guys later. Peace.
We done.
That boy is Benny Hanna.